Stacey, that female juror who was dismissed this morning actually asked the judge to be dismissed due to medical reasons, and the judge agreed. After that, court proceedings continued, hearing testimony from more witnesses than we've heard any other day this week.
Kyle Rittenhouse faced the word of another armed man he patrolled alongside during the civil unrest the night of the fatal shootings. A Marine Corps veteran, Jason Lekowski, said he too came armed with an AR-15 and recalled Joseph Rosenbaum, the first man Kyle Rittenhouse shot and killed later that night.
What did you think of him?
A babbling idiot. Well, I really didn't see him as a threat at all, to be honest with you. But it would be his false stepping and his banter saying, "Shoot me," explicit term.
But the defense says Lekowski's description of Rosenbaum days after the shooting doesn't match that.
I think you had mentioned in your statement to the FBI that Mr. Rosenbaum was one of the most aggressive people that you had encountered that night.
Yes.
Lekowski wasn't there when Rittenhouse shot Rosenbaum 4 times, killing him. But did see him seconds later as a crowd followed a fleeing Rittenhouse down the street.
You said you didn't think the get him was aimed at Mr. Rittenhouse, right?
Yes.
At that moment in time, you didn't think Mr. Rittenhouse shot anybody because he said he didn't shoot anybody, correct?
Correct.
As the crowd caught up, the defense says Anthony Huber swung his skateboard at Rittenhouse, knocking him to the ground, and GAIGE GROSSKREUTZ, armed with a handgun, hovered over him, and Rittenhouse fired, killing Huber and badly injuring GROSSKREUTZ.
Does it appear to look like the pistol that you located on the ground?
Yes.
Was that gun ready to be fired?
Yes.
Rittenhouse contends he came armed to protect Kenosha businesses, but the owner of the property he stood guard at that night revealed.
Did you give anyone permission to guard or protect any of those 3 properties?
I did not.
Right now, jurors are currently hearing from the Kenosha police officer who was the first one to respond to that shooting last night. And he just told jurors that the reason he did not believe Kyle Rittenhouse was the shooter, he said while he put his hands up, he didn't drop to his knees as someone typically does when they're surrendering to police. And you can probably hear there are several dozen protesters now marching around the courthouse who just arrived in the last half hour or so. This is the most number of people we've seen outside the court all week, perhaps a sign of what could be coming as this trial heads into its second week.